Hey, it's Tuxedo Mark. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, April 18th, 2021. And I just wanted to make a vlog sharing my thoughts about Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel, which I recently finished watching within the past few weeks. Um, okay. First, before I get into my thoughts on the shows, um, I want to mention some other series that I recently learned about. Um, One of them, I I had heard about it before, but I only started watching it 3 days ago. It's called Swan's Crossing, and it's a syndicated TV show that ran in 1992, and it stars Sarah Michelle Gellar, like 5 years before Buffy. So I found out that the show is streaming on a service called Tubi. That's Tubi. Um, at least in the United States. I'm not sure about elsewhere in the world. But I'm watching one episode per day, so I'm going to watch episode 4 later on today. And I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's basically like a teen drama series, but they made one season of 65 episodes and it ran on weekdays, like, you know, 5 days per week for 13 weeks. Um, and it was shot in the style of a soap opera. Um, so that's what they were going for. You know how if you watch soap operas, they have a certain look to them, like the way that they're shot, so you can immediately tell it's a soap opera. That's what Swan's Crossing is shot like. Um, doesn't have a laugh track or anything like that. And it's about wealthy, privileged teens. Sarah Michelle Gellar plays the mayor's daughter in a small town called Swan's Crossing. Her character's name is Sydney, I believe. She comes across like Cordelia, basically. Um, anyway, so if you want to check that out, it's on Tubi. It's free. If you're outside the United States and it's not available in your country, you could possibly watch it through the use of a VPN. Just set your location to the United States and you should be able to watch it. I enjoyed it. It's nothing like great or anything like that, and I'm not going to be like reviewing every single episode. For one thing, I've already watched 3 of them, but it's just something that I put on to enjoy, and it's like a half hour long, so it's not even soap opera length. It would be like watching like The Bold and the Beautiful, or if you look at an older soap, something like Port Charles, those half-hour soaps. And it's supposedly a teen drama series, but really you can't take it seriously at all. It's ridiculous. But it's funny for like all the wrong reasons. Um, but I'm watching it just for Sarah Michelle Gellar, so yeah, I'm having fun with it. Um, Also, another show I just learned about yesterday. It's called Moonlight, and apparently it ran on the CW. Um, Trying to forget when. It was only one season. Ran for 16 episodes in the 2007-2008 TV season. Looks like it ran for the full length of a TV season, so it's kind of odd that there were only 16 episodes. I guess there must have been quite a few breaks in there somewhere. They took all of February and March off and only one episode in April. That explains it. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna start watching it today because, from what I've read, it basically has kind of like an Angel vibe. It's about a vampire that's a private detective. So yeah, and looking at a screenshot here, it looks like he drives a black convertible, just like Angel does. Um, I might actually do reviews of these episodes of Moonlight because it looks like something that I'll be interested in. Another show that I want to watch is Torchwood, which apparently is a spin-off of Doctor Who, and it's a British series, but apparently it's got that same kind of Angel vibe, like a team that investigates paranormal stuff. Um, so I might do reviews of that as well. Um, but anyway, even though I've finished watching Buffy and Angel, I've kind of been keeping it going by watching episode reactions from other YouTubers, like after show reactions, Alley Box, Fan Theory, stuff like that. So I just want to keep Buffy in my life. Uh, but okay, so let's start at the beginning. I have been a Buffy fan since the beginning of the TV series. I became aware of it through my local TV guide, not TV Guide itself, like not the official magazine, but my newspaper used to have like its own knockoff TV Guide. I think it was called like Viewfinder or something like that. Um, just packaged in the Sunday newspaper. And I would always, every Sunday, whenever my dad got the newspaper, I would read the Sunday comics and I would read the TV Guide to look up my shows to see what the plot would be for the upcoming episode. Like, oh, what are Larry and Balky going to be doing on Perfect Strangers this week? Stuff like that. So I came across a 2-hour block that said Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I'm like, really? Buffy the. Wasn't that a movie? And I don't know if I'd even seen the movie before that point. But I must have heard of it because I thought, wasn't that a movie? Are they making a show? So it said Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then in parentheses, welcome to H Mouth. That's H hyphen mouth slash the harvest. I'm like, okay. Um, Now obviously, welcome to H Mouth was short for welcome to the Hellmouth, but I didn't know that at the time. Um, At the time that Buffy started airing, I believe in March of 1997, I had been on the web for about 9 months. I first got on in September of 1996. Um, so by that point, I had my own website. I had settled on a website dedicated to a cartoon series called Captain N, the Game Master. That was basically my website that I was making back in the day. That went up on February 27th. And Buffy premiered on March 10th. Uh, so that was literally just 11 days later after my website went online. And they showed the first two episodes back to back, like as a 2-hour premiere. I don't know if they just showed the two episodes or if the premiere was specially edited to use only one theme song and use like only one set of like guest and production credits to play over the first act. I don't know. I don't remember the details of that. If anyone has, a taped airing of the series premiere of Buffy from back in the day, let me know how that went exactly. Um, but yeah, I remember watching it, enjoying it, and I was hooked. I went on the official, like the bronze message board, the message forum for the show to discuss it after the premiere. Yeah, Buffy did that like from the very beginning. They built up an online fan community. Um, BuffySlayer.com. Um, I thought I remembered a hyphen being in the URL, like Buffy-Slayer.com, but apparently not because last night I watched a bunch of the premiere trailers and teasers and stuff like that, and there's no hyphen in it. So, Mandela effect maybe. Um, yeah, so I remember going on the Buffy forum. I don't know if I want to share this, but I found some creepy comments on there even back then. Back, you know, 24 years ago, there were creeps on the internet. There was someone claiming to be a 14-year-old boy. I don't know if it's true or not. He was basically asking, begging Sarah Michelle Gellar to have sex with him. And he's like, please, I want to have sex with you. I know I'm only 14, but if you would have sex with me, that I would love that. I remember thinking, eh, that's gross. Um, but anyway, or was I? Okay, so I was hooked. I stayed with the series all the way through the end, through Chosen. And yes, I even stuck with it through season 6. I'll get to that when I break down the series. Um, and I tuned in to Angel. I remember telling my oldest niece about Angel. She's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna tape every episode of that." I don't know if she did or not, but anyway. So I watched Angel from City of all the way through Not Fade Away. So I was a Buffy and Angel fan from beginning to end. And obviously I saw a movie. I even got on DVD. First I got on VHS, or at least I taped a copy on VHS, and then I got on DVD. I don't have the series on DVD, but I watched it recently. I did my first ever rewatch of the series. I started earlier in the year, and I finally finished a few weeks ago, as I said. Um, I watched it through Amazon Prime because I'm subscribed to Amazon Prime and it comes with it. So they're using the HD remaster, and I've seen the video about it. I know it's not the ideal way to watch the series. Um, I know. I do plan to eventually get Buffy and Angel on DVD to rewatch it properly. That said, there are probably some episodes that I would rather never see again. Uh, and if you're a Buffy and Angel fan, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. There's going to be spoilers, obviously. So if you haven't seen the series yet or haven't seen it in full, don't watch the rest of this video. But oh, before I get into that, some more Buffy memories from back in the day. Um, one, well, two things from my mom. One, she pointed out a Buffy novel to me one time when we were at Walmart, I believe. She's like, "Huh." Like maybe she thought I was interested in getting it, and I didn't. But that's a thing. She was like, "Hey, Buffy." Another thing. One time she was doing some shopping in a Bell Salad? No, Bell's. It's a Florida department store chain, kind of like Kohl's or whatever. Um, we had gone on a trip somewhere, and she went into a Bell's, and I was following her around, and apparently she didn't want me doing that because there was a Buffy shirt, a T-shirt, and it was her holding a steak, and she wanted to get that for me for like my birthday, either my birthday or Christmas. I think my birthday. And she ended up not getting it for me because she didn't have an opportunity to buy it in secret. And she basically let me know about it. So that sucked. Um, I should get a Buffy shirt. I should buy one just because I don't have one, but I love Buffy. So I should get one. But anyway, and the other memory, when I was in college, around the time that I started college in the fall of '96, so just the semester before Buffy started airing. And eventually, some other guy that went to high school with me, even though I never met him, but my friend Mike was a friend of his. His name was Matt, and he graduated in '97, so I guess he started college in the fall of '97, so like a year after I did. And he was into Buffy as well. And we would talk about Buffy and stuff like that, and other stuff like Captain N. And anyway, he worked in the library, in the college library, and as assistant. And I would often come by the library to hang out with him, go on the internet with him, stuff like that, because they had high speed internet at the college. Thinking back on it, it probably wasn't high speed, or at least not as we know it today. Because I remember going to Queen's website, like the rock band, and trying to play some music videos, and all that would, all that, I think they were like QuickTime files or something like that, and it would just play like static shots of the band that would change like every so often. Probably static shots from the music videos in question, like A Kind of Magic, maybe Who Wants to Live Forever. I'm not sure. Uh, Maybe those QuickTime files were designed like that. Like maybe they weren't full motion video. But I'm thinking maybe it was just the internet at the college that made it appear that way. But anyway, so Matt and I would be discussing Buffy. The funny thing is, the college librarian was this British guy with black hair. He was younger than Giles, and he didn't wear glasses, but he had the weirdest name. I don't even know if I want to say it, but yeah, it makes Rupert Giles sound like downright normal by comparison. Um, but anyway, so Matt would make a joke that the librarian in his off time would sharpen pencils and teach um, girls how to hunt vampires and stuff like that. Anyway, so as for the show, I've rewatched it, and My thoughts, I'm not going to go like episode by episode, but basically my thoughts are I like it. Don't think it's the greatest thing ever. Um, there are episodes that I love. There are episodes that I loathe. Um, I don't hate beer bad. I mean, I think it's kind of stupid, but I think it's this nice, dumb kind of stupid that you just kind of like shut your brain off and enjoy. Um, no, the episodes that I truly hate, they're seeing red, obviously, for obvious reasons, but that's only the very end of the episode. And I was filled with dread to watch it because I knew what was coming. But the one Buffy episode that I really, really loathe is Dead Things. I like the idea of Buffy believing she's killed someone, like an actual person. They did that in season two's Ted, also obviously. And they did it in season six and Dead Things. I like that mood of Buffy believing she's a killer. Obviously, they cop out both times. I mean, the first time it was a cop out. The second time, you knew she hadn't really killed anyone right from the start. But I like that mood of what Buffy's going through, what she must be thinking. Um, I hate the episode itself as a whole, and I especially hate certain scenes. I don't even know if I want to talk about it honestly because anyway, moving on. There was an episode of Angel, I forget the episode title, but it's in season four. And season four is the worst season of Angel, just like season six is the worst season of Buffy. And yes, they are. Don't argue with me. Um, there's an episode in season four where Angel's son Connor does a certain thing, and he's completely irredeemable after that. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah, just I hate Connor. I Yeah, he's the most horrible character. Like, just punch him. Punch him repeatedly. Every character should just punch him. Just randomly. Just um okay. So let me try to rank the characters. Hey, random cactus. Uh how do I rank all of these characters? There's so many of them. I'm okay. Let's not rank them. I'll just I like Buffy. Actually, love her pretty much. There's there's certain things that she does, especially in season six, where I'm like, what are you doing? And it's not even that she uses Spike. I mean, I don't care. It's just she's just like it's like, what are you doing? Seriously, just I know you've gone through all this trauma, being ripped off heaven and whatever, but don't keep it a secret from your friends. Don't go banging Spike just to make yourself feel. Just talk to your friends, tell them what they did, and be like, okay, you guys brought me back. Help me now, right? That's what she should have done. we've probably cut the running time of the season by half at least. Uh, and we could all do with less season 6 in our lives. Um, but overall, I love Buffy and I just want to hug her. Um, I don't like Willow. In fact, there are times I hate Willow. I know Willow's like this fan favorite character, and she's also precious and you know cute and whatever. I don't like her. I think she's just too arrogant. Like she thinks she's like all that in a bag of chips, and she's not. She really isn't. She thinks she's this great super witch. She's got power, but she doesn't know how to not use it, if that makes sense. It's like just just chill, take a step back. Don't just go use your magic because you can. Just be like, no. She once even admitted that she looked into dark arts for fun or something like that. That should be a huge red flag. Um, yeah, no, don't. Um, remember that one episode in season 4? I know I do because I just recently watched Ali Box's reaction to it today, um, where Willow wanted to do a spell with Tara, invoking a goddess or something, and Tara's like, "You sure we're ready for that?" Willow's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, if you say so." And then during the spell, Tara totally sabotages it without letting Willow know. Yeah, that was basically her way of going. Now we ain't doing that. Uh, Willow needs to be kept in check every so often. Um, I remember this one season 4 episode where Buffy even admitted to Willow, like, let's be honest, your spells are like 50-50. So, yeah, Willow does a lot of questionable things, and she ends up wanting to destroy the world because she feels so much pain. It's like, no, no, don't destroy the world. If you want to kill yourself, fine. Don't destroy the world. Um, by the way, don't kill yourself if you feel pain. Just seek help. But Willow, yeah, Willow, if you want to kill yourself, I don't care. Just don't destroy the world. It's like, how bad do you have to be? It's like, I feel pain and everyone else is in so much pain. I must put a stop to it. Let's kill everything. No. Um, you're gonna kill Miss Kitty Fantastico. You're really gonna kill your cat. By the way, whatever happened to Miss Kitty Fantastico? We don't see her outside of like 2 episodes, I think, maybe a few more, and one of them was Dream episode. So, anyway. Xander, it's okay for a few jokes, but I think pretty much useless. He's just he's just a non-powered everyman Joker type character that is along for the ride, and he could do without him. Um, Cordelia, I like Cordelia. I like Mean Girl characters, and she went through some amazing character development on Angel, but then they ruined it in season 4. And then they asked her to come back for season 5, and she agreed as long as they agreed to not kill off her character. And then they decided to do it anyway and just if you've read about all the backstory behind that, it's just yeah, that sucked so badly. Um, Cordy deserved better. Um, like Harmony. Uh, don't like how they had her betray Angel in the final episode. They were doing so well with her, showing that as a vampire without a soul, she was actually trying to work hard to like earn Angel's respect and try to be a better person. And then she did that at the end. Um, but then come to think of it, Angel kind of saved her life at the end. She asked if he could give her a recommendation. He already written one for her. Um, she's like, "Are you firing me?" And he's like, "Among other things. Other things could be, giving her a letter of recommendation and also saving her life because the building was about to come down." Uh, so yeah, he did kind of save her life at the end. But I feel like she wouldn't have betrayed him. I thought that was kind of out of character. She had other people in the office that supported her and that basically treated her as an equal, I guess. So anyway, um, who else? Oz. I'm not into the whole Willow and Oz thing. I don't care. Oz is all right. He's kind of funny as a one note character, but like he just has this very calm person where he just goes with the flow and it's like okay, yeah, but it's really not necessary. Um, I like Buffy's replacement watcher. Well, okay, let me start with Giles. I like Giles. He's a good guy, pretty much. Good mentor for Buffy. I wish he would have shared more with her, especially like in Helpless when he was drugging her in order to put her through this trial that she might or might not survive. It's like, I don't know if Buffy would have forgiven him so easily in real life. Like, yeah. Um, characters on this series seem to forgive other characters very quickly. I've noticed that. Yeah, kind of weird. Um, Faith, I love Faith. I love Faith. I love Buffy and Faith together. I wish the WB would have let them form like an actual romantic relationship on screen. Instead, there's just a bunch of subtext, and I don't know if you could even really call it subtext. It's basically just text. um, um, Wesley, Buffy's replacement watcher, he's all right. I liked him. I like that they brought him over on Angel and they developed his character more. Um, Riley, Buffy's love interest in season 4 and 5. Don't care for him. I think he's a bore. I read that apparently one actor that auditioned for him was turned away because he was too charismatic and too appealing. So I guess Riley was meant to be boring. So I guess the actor did a good job. It's just I don't care for Riley, and he becomes kind of intolerable in season 5. Um, Angel, it's all right. I like him just fine, I guess. As Buffy's first love, I don't care about the whole Buffy Angel romance. It's like it's not sacred to me or anything. I don't care about the Buffy Spike romance either. In fact, I kind of like that even less than Buffy and Angel. Um, I don't know. Why can't Buffy just be by herself? In fact, I think she tries to do that in season 5 briefly when she decides not to pursue a relationship with Ben. But then after a while, she gets together with Spike in season 6. So it's like, why? Why can't Buffy just be single by choice? Um, okay, Principal Wood in season 7. He's all right. I guess he's the best of the 3 principals that they had on the show. Um, I like Principal Flutie, I guess, for the brief time that he was on there. A bit annoying, but he meant well. Snyder's the principal that you love to hate. And then Wood is like the cool, hip principal. So, yeah. Uh, by the way, Principal Snyder was played by the same guy who played Quark on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Armin Shimmerman. Um, so I knew him. Um, let's see. I guess I'll talk about the Angel characters now. Doyle was on there briefly in season 1. He was all right, but from what I've read about Glenn Quinn and what was going on, yeah, they had to let him go. Supposedly, from what I'm reading, Doyle was always going to be killed off, but it wasn't going to be that quickly. I don't know if I believe that or not, but yeah. So then they brought Wesley on to replace him, basically. And I love that Cordelia got Doyle's visions. So she could be the one directing Angel in the cases that need solving. Um, yeah, giving Cordy the visions was brilliant. Um, let's see. Spike's entertaining. Don't like him as a love interest for Buffy. I thought that relationship was pretty toxic. I don't like the way they treat Harmony either. I guess it says something about him that he, a vampire without a soul. The mythology in the series is that when you get turned, your soul leaves your body, and a demon comes in, and it has access to your memories and stuff like that. Might even take on your personality, but it's not you technically. And the series was always kind of weird about that. I mean, obviously, Angel, back when he was a vampire without a soul and he went by the name Angelus, obviously you could tell that's a different person than Angel. It's an unrepentant, horrible demon. Just really nasty. And Angel, obviously, when he gets his soul, uh, Angel initially doesn't remember all the stuff that Angelus was doing, but then I guess he accesses the memories in the brain and remembers all of this stuff. Yeah, that was a curse put on Angelus by gypsies so that with the soul he could feel remorse for what he did. But that doesn't make sense within the mythology because it's not Angel that did these things. It's Angelus. Angel was elsewhere in the ether, where he wasn't in the body. He wasn't the one that did these things. So they want to make Angelus suffer. But it's not Angelus that's suffering because it's established when the soul is brought back in, it buries the demon underneath. The demon's still in there, but the soul is what's in control. So Angelus is only suffering insofar as he can't do nothing. But Angel, the person, the human, is the one that's forced to suffer. It's a stupid curse that makes no sense whatsoever. And it's like, why would Angel even feel remorse and feel like he has something to atone for if he wasn't the one in the body when these things occurred? He wouldn't, but he does. Makes no sense. Spike, the demon, goes and gets his soul after he tried raping Buffy. So he realized he had to change for Buffy, so he got his soul back. And he acts no different. He basically has the exact same personality, only now I guess he goes a bit crazy. I don't recall him feeling too much remorse. He broods in Buffy's basement for a while, and then he's okay, basically. So it's like Soul Spike acts basically no different than Unsouled Spike. So if it's a demon in control up through the end of season 6, when Spike goes through a trial and gets his soul back, and then a Soul Spike in Buffy season 7 and Angel season 5. Why are they acting the same? If it's supposedly two different entities. And Harmony. Harmony acts like Harmony still. And, Vampire Harmony, who's supposedly just a demon without, speaks of her memories of human Harmony as if they're the same person. She remembers things and talks about the memories as if they're her own. Like, I've always wanted to go to Paris. And I remember my heart beating quickly whenever I saw a cute boy that I liked. And she was astounded when she used a stethoscope in Buffy season 4 after she became a vampire, and she realized her heart wasn't beating. Or she didn't have a stethoscope. She wanted to get one so she could listen to her heart not beating. But she realized she had no pulse. And she found that weird. And why? I mean, if it's a demon inside the body, it should know this. But Harmony is behaving like it's the same person. And then there was this one sailor guy, like this Navy guy, that Angel turned into a vampire during World War II. It was the only person that he'd ever turned after he'd gotten his soul. And the guy acted differently for a vampire. He did a whole vampire thing, killing people, all that stuff, but he took no joy in it. He didn't feel any joy, unlike other vampires would. And he even asked Angel, "Do I have a soul?" Which I would think the vampire would be able to detect that, because vampires can detect souls even in other vampires. And it's weird. Spike, when he first meets up with Angel again in Buffy season 2, senses Angel has a soul. But in that flashback to World War II, Angel and Spike are there together during World War II. Spike doesn't seem to sense that Angel has a soul, which is weird. Um, anyway, so this guy doesn't know if he has a soul or not, and he has to ask Angel. Angel like stares at him for a moment, like he has to think about it, and then he's like, "I don't think it works that way." So the sailor's like, he's basically what he's theorizing is because Angel turned him when Angel has soul, Angel's soul was somehow keeping the guy not quite evil. It's like he was mitigating him somewhat. Um, it's also weird. Like, okay, Darla, the vampire that sired Angel, she's killed in season one. She's brought back at the end of Angel season one. Like, she's reformed as a human. Now, Angel never knew human Darla. Darla's not even her real name. She doesn't even remember what it was. But Angel never knew human Darla. But Darla, I don't remember now, but I think while Darla was human, I don't, I think she recalls Angel. I don't remember if she remembers the stuff that she and Angel went through when she was a vampire. And if she does, then how? Because Darla's soul was never restored to her body before she was killed in Buffy season one. So Darla was like in the ether. So how would she even remember that? I mean, maybe she doesn't, and I don't remember honestly if she recalls this stuff or not. But then she's turned into a vampire again. So her soul leaves her body and she's just vampire Darla again. But then she gets pregnant with Angel's child. And apparently the child has a soul. And the child, her child's soul, like, nourishes her. Like, and makes her more human. But it's not Darla's soul. It's her son's soul that's affecting demon vampire Darla. And then Darla stakes herself to give birth to her child because the child would die otherwise. And then she appears to Connor, her son, in a vision in the following season in that episode that I hate. And I assume it's human Darla. Don't know if it's human Darla or demon Darla, but she was sent by the powers that be, which are basically like the gods or whatever of the Buffyverse. She was sent by them to Connor. Would the powers that be send demon Darla? Or are they sending human Darla? And if they're sending human Darla, I mean, human Darla wasn't the one that got pregnant, and she wasn't the one that sacrificed herself to give birth to Connor. Demon Darla did that, being influenced by Connor's soul. The mythology here is so confusing. It's like, if it's Soul Darla that's appearing to Connor, how does she remember all of this stuff? Or did she somehow watch it happen? or is it Demon Darla, or have they fused into one being? I don't know. I don't know. Um, it's kind of like with Spike. After he sacrifices himself at the end of Buffy season 7, and he's revived like in ghost form or whatever at the beginning of Angel season 5, but he's still got a soul, but he's still a vampire also. So like the human soul and the demon are still there in ghost form, like together. It's like what? Uh and there's this whole thing about Spike losing contact with this reality, and he's eventually going to be taken to hell. And for would Spike's soul be taken to hell? Spike's soul wasn't the one that did all these murders. Um, it's like Angel. When Buffy sends Angel to hell through a portal because like she supposedly had no choice but to sacrifice him to close the portal or something, I can understand the demon Angelus going to hell, but why does Angel go there too? It's like, do the powers that be not know enough to separate them? Um, and then someone, presumably the powers that be, send Angel back to Earth as a vampire with a soul. I don't know. I don't know. Because like what makes a person that person? Like you, as far as you know, art is in here. It's your mind, your memories, your experiences, your consciousness. It's all in that brain of yours, right? As for a soul, do you know that you have one? Are you aware of its presence? No. So, if the soul, I guess in the Buffyverse, that's your eternal essence, it's what goes on to an afterlife. But how 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 much of that contributes to you as a person? I mean, the soul supposedly it buries the demon. It provides like a moral compass. Um, but whether it's a demon or a soul in the body, it's still the same brain. I mean, the brain hasn't deteriorated. All the same memories and everything are still there. So is it the same person? I mean, Giles and other people have said like it's a demon with that might have your personality and your thoughts, but it's not him. It's like when you see he tells Sandra, when you see Jesse, you're not looking at him, you're looking at the thing that killed him. But Jesse said to Sandra, I feel, wait, man, I can feel all the worms in the earth. And he's talking about these experiences like he's Jesse with these new experiences. Um, yeah, so it's kind of weird. Spike, when he first gets turned, he still has concern about his dying mother, and he turns her as a favor to her, um, to, to give her eternal life, basically, so they can be together. The mother is ungrateful and says a whole bunch of horrible things, and later on, Spike, oh hey Vixen, how you doing? So Spike later on, after he's gotten his soul back, he's remembering this experience, and he says, you know, my mom said all these horrible things about me, but I gotta remember it was a demon, it wasn't her. But he still said she said these horrible things to me. So he's still thinking of Soulless Spike as himself. This is where things just aren't clear, like really with the mythology. I mean, they say that the vampire is a different person. It's a demon with your memories. But at the same time, the demon could believe or thinks of the past human form as itself, and even if it gets its soul back later on, the souled vampire can think of the soulless vampire still as himself. I don't get it. I don't. It's really confusing. Um, uh, what else? Oh, Lorne, I guess from Angel, is the one character that I haven't talked about yet. The one main character. I don't care for him really. I mean, he's okay for a joke and whatever, but I don't. I never cared for him. It's like, oh, he's a demon and he runs a demon karaoke bar and he can sense your thoughts when you sing. And yeah, okay, okay. Could have just been an extra demon power that Doyle passed along to Cordelia when he gave her the visions. They could have handled it that way. Cordelia could have opened up a bar or a club or whatever. That would have been fun. Um, there's just so many things when I was watching the series, I was like, this was unnecessary. All of this drama could have been cut out. What if characters actually sat down and talked with each other about things? I know the show would have been over in like one season. Uh, but yeah, I think there was just like a bunch of useless drama on the series. Uh, I guess I'll talk about the big bads now. Um, I don't know if I want to rank the big bads. I'll just give my thoughts on each, I guess. Um, Buffy season one, the Master. He's an okay villain, I guess. They didn't utilize him as much as they could have. He's all right for a starter villain. Nothing great. Kind of looks like Count Orlok from that 1920s German silent film Nosferatu. It's probably meant as an homage to him. I've heard some other Buffy reactors refer to him as Voldemort, so I don't remember what Voldemort looks like. It's been a while since I've seen a Harry Potter film, so but maybe. um, there's okay, season two. It's interesting. Spike and Drusilla start out as the big bads. You think they're going to be the big bads. Then they kind of go away, and Angelus is the big bad. So they're all entertaining in their own way. So yeah, that was fine. Season three, the mayor. I thought he was pretty funny. He's like this immortal being that wants to like ascend and take over the world. I don't know how you're going to take over the world when you're a giant snake. Buffy defeated him easily enough, I think. Um, but he was fun. He was entertaining. He was kind of like trying to be like a father figure to Faith. Kind of ended up being a sugar daddy. It was kind of weird. Um, but he was like a total dad. Like, I think you know what I mean by that. He was kind of like almost puritanical, like watch the language, and like when Giles tries like impaling him or whatever, he's like, "Wow, rude" or something like that. Um, yeah, he was fun. Season 4, the big baddie is Adam, the the Frankenstein monster-like creation of Maggie Walsh. Yeah, I don't like him. I think it was pretty stupid. Basically, a Frankenstein monster robot type of thing that has to insert floppy disks into itself to gain information. Yeah, it has to read information about itself off floppy disks. And it just puts one in after another without ejecting the previous one. Yeah. No. Uh, the Buffy series generally handled their understanding of computers pretty badly. They didn't really know how computers worked. Uh, Apparently Maggie Walsh was supposed to be like the main baddie, but like Seth Green, who played Oz, she won out for contract. So yeah, bye bye. I didn't care for Adam. In fact, I didn't even really like the whole initiative storyline. I mean, I think it's an interesting concept, and yeah, the U.S. military would totally try to study this stuff and try to control these things and get in over their heads. I totally buy that. That's something that they would do. Um, Messing in things that are none of their business. But oh, then they didn't even know what Slayer was. Apparently, they had all of these resources. They had this huge underground base underneath the college. Um, yeah, and they didn't know what Slayer was. Yeah. So Buffy, I love Buffy's response. Slayer, comma, the look it up. um, let's see. Season 5 was Glory. I thought she was entertaining. She was a fun film. Going up against the god. Yeah, okay. She was entertaining. Um, Season 6. The trio. I hate them. Dark Willow didn't even need to exist. It's like, why was that even a thing? There were so many poor decisions in season 6. So many things that I absolutely would not have done. I wouldn't have killed Tara. I wouldn't have killed Katrina. The trio, if they were the big bad, they would have been a joke at most. It's like, no, don't don't do what you're about to do. In fact, I wrote a Buffy fanfic way back in the day, uh, right before Seeing Red aired. Basically, just I wrote a fic to fix up all the mistakes that I saw happening in season 6, and I posted it before Seeing Red aired because I knew what was coming, or at least it was rumored what was coming, and it turned out to be true. Um, yeah, even one of the reviewers back then, before Seeing Red aired, said, "I swear, if they kill Tara off, I'm done." So that was a known thing that people felt was going to happen. And I was immediately suspicious when they add Amber Benson to the opening credits. I was like, Really? Now, as it turns out, the reason for that is not just to throw us off, but apparently Joss Whedon had wanted to add Willow and Xander's friend Jesse that appeared in the pilot to the opening credits. So it would be a shock when he was turned into a vampire. But they couldn't afford it back then. But apparently Joss was on record saying, I've always wanted to kill off someone in the opening credits. So he added Amber Benson to the opening credits so he could kill her off. Because that's something that he's always wanted to do. So that was the reason that Tara appeared in the opening credits in that one episode. It goes without saying at this point, definitely, especially, but Joss Whedon is a dick. Anyway. Season 7, The First Evil. They brought back a villain from earlier in the series that made the First Evil into a big bad. So that was pretty cool. That was a cool villain. And I liked the way that they ended up defeating it. So I guess I'll talk about the big bads in Angel now. Wolfram and Hart, the evil law firm. Okay, yeah, they're an evil law firm that works with demons and all this stuff. It's like, no, ha ha, you know, lawyers are evil. I feel a lot of stuff on Buffy and Angel is metaphor, but sometimes the metaphor gets in the way of reality. Like, oh, there was this one example. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember, but I know. Oh, sometimes they throw in stuff that's completely unrealistic just to misdirect the audience, and it makes no sense. Like in Earshot, I believe that's which season is that in? Season 3? I'm not sure. Uh where and I just watched a review of that episode today from another reactor that I picked up. I watched a reaction video. Um, I started following this new reactor too. Anyway, so Jonathan, they're trying. Buffy picks up a thought. Someone's threatening to kill like the entire school or a bunch of people anyway at the school, and they have to figure out who it is. There's a bunch of suspects. They're interviewing people and stuff like that. Turns out Buffy goes after Jonathan, a minor recurring character, and he brings a sniper rifle into the school's bell tower and puts it together. She goes to stop him, and then it's revealed he's not the one that wants to kill everyone because he came up to the bell tower just to kill himself. But you see, they misdirected the audience by having him come into a bell tower with a sniper rifle. It's like, why would you go into a bell tower with a sniper rifle to kill yourself? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But they sacrificed realism for the sake of misdirection, and I don't like that. What else? I hate Jasmine, the season 4 Angel Big Bad. I just hate her. I think she's really annoying and obnoxious. There weren't too many season specific big bads. in Angel, not like there were in Buffy. I'm trying to remember exactly who like the big bad of each Angel season would have been, and I honestly can't even remember. It was Jasmine in season 4, Wolfram and Hart overall throughout the entire series, but season by season, I don't know. I don't even remember. Um, I prefer Buffy to Angel, definitely. I think Buffy's the better series by far. That said, Buffy definitely has its problems. Um, it's not nearly as empowering as I as a lot of people think it is. For one, Buffy doesn't drive. She is established to be a horrible driver. Her mom won't even let her try to get her driver's license again because the last time she couldn't even pass the written test. And they wouldn't even let her take a road test. And on the 2 occasions that we see Buffy driving in the series, her mom lets her drive the Jeep. I think in season 3, without her license, she drives horribly. Um, in season 7, she drives again in one episode. And again, she's shown to drive horribly. Does she have her license by then? I don't know. But especially with her mom being dead and her needing money, there's really no reason that she would have kept the Jeep. Or I don't know if it was the same Jeep, but it was definitely a vehicle. I guess kind of implied to be her mom's vehicle. Um, there's no reason that she would have kept it if she didn't get her license. I think she's implied to be without her license in season 6, I think, in Tabula Rasa, the memory wipe episode. She didn't seem to have a wallet, which seemed to indicate she didn't have a driver's license, or maybe she just didn't bring her wallet with her around a lot. And UC Sunnydale is like 5 miles from her house, which 5 miles isn't a big deal if you drive. It takes like a few minutes. But to walk, it would take, let's say, I could do a half mile in 15 minutes. So that's like a mile and a half hour, 2 miles. It would take like 2.5 hours to walk between the college and our house. Then again, she could run at full Slayer speed, I guess, like she's the Flash or something, and she could get there in no time. But that's a hilarious image, actually. If you try to picture Buffy doing that whenever she goes home or whatever, or to the Bronze. But yeah, she seems to walk around a lot, or other characters, mostly male characters like Xander or Giles, will drive her. Actually, I'm really ticked that Buffy doesn't drive. Yeah, that's. Ugh. But anyway, I mean, even Cordelia got her driver's license, and she drives. And yes, she's shown to drive like a maniac early on, but later on she's shown to drive normally. So I mean, if Cordy can do it, Buffy can do it. Come on. Um, let's see. Love the musical episode. That's like the lone highlight of season 6. I love season 5's The Body. I thought it had a bit of unnecessary humor in it, but overall it's good and it's difficult to watch. And yeah, but I actually kind of find um Dead Things, much harder to watch. Uh, don't know if I want to get into the season 8 comics or the season 8 Blu-ray where they did the motion comic thing. Um, from what I've read of the storyline, it seems they made some weird choices that I don't really like. Um, I might want to reread the Dark Horse comics. I remember buying those issues back in the day. I long since got rid of them, but I would like to be able to reread them. It's just too bad that Boom is doing such a poor job collecting them, leaving out a bunch of issues and a bunch of different short stories. And of course, the Dark Horse published stuff is out of print, and they're going for higher amounts of money. And even the digital version is no longer available that Dark Horse put out. So yeah, uh, I might try not even rereading because I never read them back in the day, but some of the old Buffy novels apparently are available in digital form now on Amazon. I might read some of them, even though they're not canon. Um, it's weird that the free comic from Dark Horse is still available digitally. Um, and that's the only Dark Horse stuff that's still available digitally. Uh, maybe just like some different rights that govern that particular miniseries. I don't know, but and then Frey appears in Dark Horse's later canon continuation, even though she originated in the non-canon earlier comics from earlier in the 2000s. It's weird. It's weird. So what else can I say about this series? Um, I like some of the music. I might buy some of the soundtrack albums, or maybe even try to put together my own Buffy soundtrack with the songs that I like from the series. Uh, I enjoyed Amy Mann's appearance in that one episode that she did. I might get into some of her music. Um, so, and there's some other bands that I might or might not be able to find their stuff. Um, we'll see. Um, makes me want to watch other stuff with Sarah Michelle Gellar and Eliza Dushku in it, and even Michelle Trachtenberg. I like Dawn. Oh yeah, I haven't talked about Dawn. A lot of people don't like Dawn, Buffy's younger sister. I like her. I think she's fine. Um, I understand a lot of people kind of find her annoying, but she's a kid sister, so she's gonna be like that. I find the relationship kind of realistic, and I don't even have a sister close in age to myself, so but I feel that that's kind of a realistic portrayal of a sisterly relationship or a relationship between two sisters. Um, oh, Jenny, I guess she was never a main character, but I was kind of upset that they killed her off. It was effective in how it affected like Giles and everything, but I don't like that they did that. I also hate that they killed Tara off. I love Tara. Tara's like my favorite character. She's so nice and pleasant, and you just want to hug her. And mm, um, I kind of ship Buffy and Tara, honestly. There were some nice Buffy and Tara moments throughout the series, not nearly enough though. Uh but yeah, I wish we had more of those. Um, in fact, I'm writing a Buffy fanfic. It's an ongoing fanfic where I'm doing an episode by episode rewrite of the TV series, basically using episode transcripts and just kind of changing things around, using a different set of characters, uh, toning down some of the campiness and the witticism because I went to high school like around the same time as Buffy, and teens just are not that witty. Um, and I'm trying to amp up the Lovecraftian horror nature of the series because, like, especially in the first two episodes, the pilot, it's very clear, like the backstory that Giles gives, it's very Lovecraftian in nature, but they don't really touch on it too much. They revisit it here and there, but yeah. So that I'm trying to do that, make it more Lovecraftian. Um, if you want to check it out, it's on AO3, Archive of Our Own, and it's called Shadow over Hellmouth. It's referencing the H.P. Lovecraft story, The Shadow over Innsmouth. Um, yeah, so there's my plug for that. What else can I say about the show? I enjoy it overall. I enjoy the experience of rewatching it, even though I was looking forward to watching the body. I was looking forward to watching it once more with feeling. I was dreading watching dead things and uh, seeing red. So, um, oh, Joyce. Yeah, I guess I should talk about Joyce a bit. I don't really hate her, but I don't think she's a particularly good parent. She seems so non-understanding of Buffy. And even when Buffy admits to her that she's a slayer, a vampire slayer, she Buffy admits this multiple times actually. But it's not until Joyce sees Buffy slaying a vampire in front of her that it's like, oh, the secret's out. But Buffy had mentioned this at least twice before to her. As we eventually learn, Buffy had mentioned this to her parents way back in LA, and they put her in an asylum for 2 weeks. But yeah, so Joyce knew about this. It was a thing that Buffy mentioned to her on numerous occasions, but then Joyce, it's like Buffy still makes excuses and tries to keep it a secret. It's like, why? Just be out with it. And also, even after Buffy's revealed to her mom to be the Slayer, Joyce is impatient about it. She feels that Giles is monopolizing Buffy's time. It's like, and she even tells Buffy at the end of season 2, if you leave, don't come back. Even though Buffy was literally on her way to try to like save the world, it's like Joyce is so she doesn't get it. She doesn't get that Buffy has a higher calling and that she needs to do this stuff. and no one else can do this stuff. So Joyce is kind of selfish in that way. I mean, you could argue Buffy's selfish for wanting a normal life, but that's kind of what keeps her going. It's her friends and it's her sense of normalcy, relatively speaking, that the other Slayers didn't do. And that's why Buffy stays alive a lot longer than these other Slayers. Um, Joyce is selfish for wanting Buffy to not be a Slayer. It's a metaphor for not being gay. Get it? Yeah, stupid. Um, yeah, sometimes these metaphors that the show is going for is just like just stop, just do something normal and grounded. Um, um, oh, Buffy sleeps with Angel, and the gypsy curse takes effect, and he loses his soul, so he turns into a creep. So, like, you sleep with a guy, and he turns into a creep. Get it? Ha ha. Buffy even mentions this later on. It's like, yeah, okay, you're clever. Well, not really, but anyway. Um, so I think I've kind of rambled enough. Um, I don't think there's much else that I have to say about the show. It's okay, and I don't mind the '90s of it because I grew up watching this in the '90s, so it's nothing unusual to me. I don't look at back at it and cringe at it for being '90s. Um, oh, one more thing I want to address is the secret of being the Slayer and the secret of vampires and demons and stuff like that. It's like even the show near the end of season 3, they acknowledge that everyone in school knows about it. They know about they don't say vampires, but they mention other things. They know weird stuff goes down on a regular basis. They know Buffy's the go-to person. That's why they vote her class protector and they give her the award. So they know. They know. They don't know she's the Slayer by name, like by title, but they know that she's the one that looks out for them. They mention a lot of them have been personally saved by Buffy. And Buffy doesn't even like hide, she doesn't hide it anyway, except like as a joke, like she tries to hide it sometimes and come up with these dumb excuses. It's like, well, no, everyone knows. Just be open about it. Just be open about it. Um, she but then she goes to UC Sunnydale and the initiative, the government guys with all these resources, they don't know what Slayer is, even though Buffy literally just a few months earlier led her entire senior class in a battle against a giant snake and destroyed the entire high school, and people died, and it's like, how is Buffy not the local town hero that everyone knows and admires by this point? Yeah, Giles threw in that dumb explanation in the second episode. People rationalize things to try to make sense of it and forget what they can't rationalize. And you can't use that to explain everything. I mean, Buffy fought a bunch of vampires in the Bronze in the second episode. There were multiple witnesses. Cordelia was a witness. But then later on, Xander like tries to cover up when they're talking about vampires in front of Cordelia. Like they can't let Cordelia know, but Cordelia was there, and it's like they try to make it seem like she's so dumb that she says, "Oh, I heard there were rival gangs like fighting over turf, and Buffy knew them, and it was weird." That's one thing that I really don't like about this show is they try to make it seem like everyone is stupid, like that people don't remember the weird things that happened, even though they also established that they do remember and they are aware of it. But it's like Buffy should be handing out business cards, like after the first few episodes. I mean, the sequel would be out. She would just be like, "Here, professional monster killer of monstery things. Here's my card. Beat me." Uh, yes, she has a beeper. Um, so uh, it's like okay, even the fact that vampires. It's not really a secret because there are other people that hunt vampires. There was a group of people that wanted to become vampires. They want vampires to turn them. There are Amy Mann in the episode that she gets started, and she was playing at the Bronze. Which, by the way, how can the Bronze afford Amy Mann? But anyway, uh, and how can the Bronze stay in business if there are always vampire attacks there, like always, and the place gets demolished? And they rebuild. It's like how, and how does this club like invite everyone in and they serve alcohol, but they somehow manage to serve it only to the people 21 and over? How did they know the teens aren't drinking? In fact, in season 7, when Faith takes the potential slayers to the Bronze, they drink, they get drunk. Why is the Bronze still open at that point when the town's being evacuated? But why is there a band performing at the Bronze at that time? But whatever. Um, so and then Faith is kind of a square, and she takes the alcohol away from the underage kids. It's like, nah, I'm pretty sure you drank when you were underage too, Faith. But anyway, yeah, she's trying to show that she's responsible, I guess, but she's not doing a good job at policing the kids. Um, any other characters that I forgot to talk about? Lila and Eve and Lindsay are like the bad guys from Wolfram and Hart. They were okay. They were entertaining, I guess. I didn't care for that one guy that was replacing Eve, I guess. Um, the one dude from Firefly. I didn't care for him. Thought he was kind of boring. Uh oh, Gunn. Gunn was all right. Um, liked his character, I guess. Uh thought they made him kind of stupid when it was revealed that he literally sold his soul for a truck. That was stupid. Um, Fred Burkle. She was basically the Willow of the show. She was the computer geek, and she was also like a physicist. She was fun, I guess. I liked her. Um, they destroyed her soul near the end of the series, and she got possessed by like a god or something. Her body and whatever's left of her brain got possessed, and it could pretend to be Fred, but it wasn't Fred. Fred was gone. I mean, gone, gone, like dead, dead. Like she couldn't even enjoy an afterlife because her soul was destroyed. Yeah, that's horrible. Um, it's kind of weird that like Angel and Darlin, was whoever had like their souls restored or their souls got brought back, they don't remember the afterlife. Like when they were in like the ether or whatever it was, they don't remember that at all. It's kind of weird. I mean, Angel remembers being in hell when he's eventually sent back to Earth. But as for Angel's soul, like during the two times, or I guess three times total in his life that his soul has been out of its body, every time that comes back, there's and he doesn't seem to remember where he was or if he was anywhere technically. Could have been in a void for all that we know. And if that's the case, it's a good thing that he doesn't remember because imagine being a disembodied consciousness in a void with like no external stimulation whatsoever. That's frightening. Um, oh, one other guy from Wolfram and Hart, minor character on Angel. I'm trying to remember his name. Holland Manners. Sam Anderson, who I know from two sitcoms from back in the 80s. He played Mr. DeWitt, Mike's history teacher on Growing Pains, and he played Sam Gorpley, Balky's boss on Perfect Strangers. Um, so yeah, I know him from those two series. So it was fun to see him on Angel. Um, okay. I think I've gone over every character, right? Every main character. I think. Um, so yeah, I think I'll wrap this up now. Thanks for watching, and yeah, check out Moonlight and Swan's Crossing. Um, and yeah, that's it. It's 5:39 p.m. and thanks for watching.